Hello, everyone. Welcome to another MGG Live. The time has come. For months, Jeremiah Thomas has been asking me to play Space Shuttle, but I will be honest, Activision's Space Shuttle for the 2600 has intimidated the hell out of me because it's very involved. You've got to use all the switches, and of course, I emulate, so you won't be able to see it, but I've got little pieces of paper taped to my F3, F4, F5, F6, so I can, turn my engines on, use my backups, open my cargo bay doors, drop the landing gear, stuff like that. So we are going to attempt to fly a space shuttle using the Atari 2600. There's good news and bad news on that. The good news is that Jeremiah Thomas has said that he will be in the chat to help me along. Which means that Jeremiah Thomas will be the commander of this mission. The bad news is I will be your pilot. We're giving you a go, Jeremiah. We're giving you a go. Before we get to that, and before we get to the chat, tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Game On Forever channel. That is Game Freak. The channel used to be called Game Freak. He changed it to Game On Forever. Every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, he does the Retro Hour. And tonight, I recorded, it was supposed to air last week, but there was a snowstorm and he couldn't go live. But I recorded an interview with him, so I will be on the Retro Hour tonight, and I will be in the chat. Absolutely check him out. He's got a great channel. What else did I forget to mention? I forgot to mention, if you're watching from the Retro Bliss Gaming channel, welcome. I actually talked to Bliss today. He is hopeful that in the new year, he'll be able to come back and start doing more content for you guys, but we're just going to keep simulcasting until he is able to. So let's hop up here to the chat. Jeremiah has been eager for this. Keep in mind, too, my StreamYard is like really small right now because I have another window up taking up half my screen with all the instructions and the overlay and stuff like that. So if it's a little more difficult for me to read your chat, I apologize because it's just like a little window that I can do that. Little Shane, welcome. Little Shane gifted 5 Retro Bliss Gaming memberships. Thank you very much for supporting Bliss. That's awesome. And he says, lots of love channel. Off Grid says, I wanted to come in here and say first before Casey could do it, but Jeremiah got here before me. Jeremiah's been wanting this for a while, so he's eager, and we're happy to accommodate, but it might be embarrassing. He did tell me, do some practice flights on flight 2, and then on the stream we'll do flight 3. So I looked at the instruction manual. Flight 2 is like the simulation. It'll give you error codes when normally you would lose, but it'll let you keep playing. Flight 3 is like a legit flight. And if you do something wrong, it's mission over, and then you have to restart. I didn't have much time to do it, but I did 3 or 4 flights of Flight 2. I successfully completed one of them. And that one, I think I did get an error. I didn't close my cargo bay doors fast enough on reentry. So that's something that I'll have to be more wary of. But the taking off and the docking, I kind of get. But after like disengaging, you have to wait till the satellite gets a certain distance from you. And then you can start your descent. Might be a bit iffy on that. We'll see. Chris Walker is here. He says, get your overlay ready. It's almost time for blast off. Yep, we're in the shuttle. We're ready to go. And he says he loved this one as a kid. He made many trips into the upper atmosphere. I've made 3 or 4 trips into the upper atmosphere. I've only made 1 trip back. Off grid. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Casey says, if I was going to the space, I'd take Michelle with me. Michelle doesn't put out. Sorry. Although I do have to this weekend I will send you the script for that intro, and you will have some screen time with Michelle in the mermaid intro. Was the 5200 port the same? I don't know. I haven't played the 5200 port. I haven't, but I haven't played it. Again, this game just intimidates the hell out of me. It intimidated me when I was younger. It isn't until very recently that I even started trying to play it. Off Grid Arcade says, Amazon said my Sprint isn't due to ship until December 19th. Amazon told me the 18th. So, I mean, we'll get it when we get it. This is the story of Atari, unfortunately. They make a lot of cool stuff, and then they crap the bed on the customer service and the delivery. It's a shame. Torque is here. Afternoon Space Cadets. And Chris says you'll just have to rough it out with your old unit. Off-Grid doesn't have an old unit. He had an Intellivision back in the day, but this is going to be his reintroduction to Intellivision, so he's eager to get that. Pierre Gros is here. If I can click that, there we go. We've got DeAndre77, and he says, how are you doing? I am doing well, thank you. I am nervous about completely screwing this flight up, but with Jeremiah here, I feel more confidence. And it's a go for launch. Chris says there is no try show. Again, I've got this small little window for the chat. We've got Cannabis Kid here. People saying, so he is no longer freaky. And okay. All right. We're going to fly a shuttle. I am going to get this started. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Space Shuttle, Activision Space Shuttle for the Atari 2600. I have to make sure my engines are off. Oh, let's click on the emulator. Engines are off. Backup engines are off. Cargo doors are closed. And we are going to select Flight 3. Now, for points, you can dock multiple times. I don't think we need to dock multiple times. I would like to have a successful flight within this hour. And in Flight 3, I'm not sure if we're going to have it. But we're going to try our damnedest. So, to start, we press F2. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah. And then engines on. Oh, come on. When does the countdown start? Oh, there we go. Engines on. And at the 4, we trigger those engines. I pressed too early. We're going to try again. What a great start. Do you have confidence in this flight yet? All right. And at +3, we actually take off. And then I have to try to stay on the track here until we get into orbit. Chris. You're not wrong, but don't say it out loud. At an altitude of 205, I turn my engines off. And then we will have to adjust our pitch. So Off-Grid Arcade plays a lot of simulations. This is a simulation. And he just got a 7800 plus, so Off-Grid, I think you need to get yourself Space Shuttle. starts beeping at me, we're in trouble. Come on, stay on the... Stay on target. Stay on target. Yeah. Don't beep at me. Engines off. Okay. Now we activate primary engines and we set our pitch to -28. Okay, shut down primary engines and we open our cargo bay doors, Hal. We are now in orbit. Okay. Now, docking. First, we gotta slow down. So that is the distance to the satellite. And then we need to adjust our Z-axis to 0 and our Y-axis to 0. Jeremiah wants me to check my fuel. It's burning. Need to get to 0. Don't touch the Z-axis? I thought I had to get my Z-axis to 0. Hey, Jolt. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy the replay. Don't touch the Z-axis. Okay, well... As I get close to the satellite, Z-axis will adjust itself. So I'm going to let the satellite catch up to me. Oh, no, I'm behind it. Okay, I'm the flashing bit. So we need to get to it, but we don't want to overshoot it. Wait until you're at Y equals 20 before you worry about Z? Y should be at 0, no? Oh, X-axis. Yeah, we need to get to it. We're approaching. So a negative number on the X-axis. Now this is going to jump negative here because the satellite's going to hop to the other side, showing that it's behind me. But it's actually like 40-something ahead of me. All right. I want to slow down a bit. Okay, Z-axis. Okay. Slow down, slow down. Okay, okay. Okay, it's getting away from us. We need to speed up a bit. Close. Oh! 23.9 is the speed of the satellite. Ground control to Major Mike. Okay. Okay, so it's back in front of us. Let's get this back to 0 here. And then we'll slow down. $23.9. There we go. All right, we dropped. We docked. So now we have to wait till the X is 128. We're only docking once. If we succeed this time, then we will fly again and do multiple dockings. Okay, so wait till x-axis is at 128, then correct the z-axis to 0. Okay, z-axis is at 0, speed 2. 23.9. Activate primary engines. Set yaw to minus 128. Okay. Set a -4 pitch. Display speed. Ignite engines and hold down the button until we hit 19. Oh. That ain't 19. We're going to go with it, though. Reset yaw to 0. Okay, we're going to close the cargo bay doors. We got to check our altitude first. Yeah, we're declining. Mission abort. Oh, because I didn't close them yet. We burned up in the atmosphere. We got to try again. All right. I'll look at the chat while we're doing this, though, because there's a bunch here. Derek says, oh no, Mike's going to crash hard because Postow's here. Finally got all of my VR tables downloaded and updated. That was a pretty big update. Walkabout is up to date too. They just need some time off to play with the guys from the show. And apparently this game needs aliens to be more realistic. Yeah, you know what? Despite the fact that our first time we burned up in the atmosphere because I forgot to close the things in time, I decided to check my altitude first before closing those. Because if you close those too early, there's another problem. Yes, yeah, that is true. But the instructions say turn on primary engines, which I assume is meaning your reverse thrusters. Yeah, so the closed cargo bay doors instruction isn't until re-entry. on the overlay. So that was my problem last time. I did it too late. So I need to like as soon as I set the yaw back to 0, I need to close those doors. As a famous astronaut once said, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. Less so if you have to run. I believe that was Neil Armstrong, right? Although I thought that was Chuck Yeager that made that quote, but I could be wrong. The second after you fix yaw, close the doors. Okay, so we'll do that this next time. Close too early and you overheat. Yeah, that was my problem. And then so they should put that closed cargo bay doors, because the instruction closed cargo bay doors is after pull back joystick to set a plus 24 pitch. Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, but we made it. All right. Let's try this again. Oh, I got to be in the emulator. Okay, so that, and that. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I don't know what those things up top are. I just try to follow the line with the directional pad here. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong that's wasting fuel, but... Oh, we're a little low. Okay. There we go. Stay on the line. Stay on the line. At 2:05, we shut off the engines. And we activate and set our pitch to minus 28. Turn off the engines. Open the cargo bay doors. There we go. Okay. So, adjust our y-axis to 0. The z-axis will mostly take care of itself. Okay. Saboteur says he hopes the O-ring doesn't fail. Yes. We are not the Challenger mission. Or the Challenger or Columbia? Or no, I don't know. I don't remember. I'll start with a C. Yeah, Bruce says the last week of January, you don't want to be on any spacecraft. Apollo 1, that was bad. Yeah, Challenger, Columbia. Oh, yeah, that's why I was mixing them up. They both. Okay, so 23.9 is going to be our target when we get close. Doors was Columbia, O-Ring was Challenger. Oh, Z-Axis is pretty good. There we go. And we'll come around. 33. Y-axis is still good. Z-axis is still good. Jeremiah Thomas says when he was a kid, he tried to do yo-yo tricks. His favorite was the Space Shuttle, but he wasn't very good at it, so he called it the Challenger. I used to be pretty good with the yo-yo tricks. You do Round the World, Rock the Baby. Is this better or worse than the NES Space Shuttle game? You know what? I haven't played that one either. I do really like this game. I'm not going to lie, I like this game a lot. It is, for a 2600 game, it is incredibly immersive. Okay, we're getting close. That's got to be Rendezvous, no? No! No! Gotcha. There we go, Rendezvous. Okay, so we wait until our x-axis is 128. Yeah, Bruce, it's very impressive. It's a very impressive game. $128 or minus 128. Yeah, you just want it basically as far as it can be. Okay. And then we are going to correct our z-axis to 0. Okay, and then our speed needs to be that. Activate primary engines. Set yaw to minus 128. Okay. We're going to set a -4 pitch. We want this to be 19. And then reset the yaw to 0. Then we're going to close those cargo bay doors. Okay, now we pull back on the joystick till we have a +24 pitch. And then we follow the reentry course on the screen. Pull stick back to go right. Check altitude. Yeah, okay, we're checking altitude. What? Oh, okay. Ah. This is where things get dicey. Because my instruments are going to start to fail. Stay on target. When I see the mountains, we'll be good. Am I going to bring us home? Okay, see the mountains, turn right till I see the... Oh, there it is. Down, get down. Oh no! No! Oh, I was too low. So I was trying to watch like 3 different things at once. And yeah, I went too low. I needed to come in because you're not supposed to lower your landing gear until the range goes negative. I crashed and killed everyone. Yes, I did. Check my stat. Yeah, 1501, which is, if I go 1 back here, there we go. 1501, touchdown too early. I hit the desert. We got more time. We got more time. Bruce says, nothing quite as fun as landing a brick apartment building with no functional engines in the middle of the salt flats. Keep the dot on the left above the bottom line. Yeah, my problem was I looked away from that to look at the range to know when to drop my landing gear. So let's remember, on takeoff, match the T to the C. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Yeah, it says match T arrow with C arrow during launch, but it doesn't tell me how. Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. So not only do I have to move stuff to match all that stuff, I have to, because I was just holding that button. We were launching, man. Okay. Take 3. Third time's the charm. Gotcha. Okay. I'm only watching it on my periphery, so if I'm off, I'm off. Oh, stay on that line. I assume that preserves my fuel. You almost need you need a commander to sit here and tell you what to do. Jerk. It's like playing 3 mini games at once. Oh, you dirty dog. Oh, engine's off. Okay. Okay. Engine's on. Minus 28 pitch. Engine's off. Open cargo bay doors, Hal. All right. Now we get to do this again. I will get to that chat in a bit. Yes, now that I know what I'm doing, thank you, sir. Who would have thought being an astronaut be so stressful? This is supposed to be like Star Wars, man. You just take off and fly. Okay, once we get to about 20, or maybe 15, 23.9 is the target. Okay. Now we need to go a little faster. We're too low. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it'll go behind us. That Z-axis is a pain in my butt. Okay. You dirty dog. Let it catch up to us. Jeremiah says, wait till you get that Space Shuttle pilot patch score, then you decided to go for the Space Shuttle commander patch and have to forget everything you know about re-entry. Well, clearly, I don't know much about re-entry. Get back here. It's coming. Okay, should be coming up in front here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we rendezvoused. So, let that thing get 128 away. Then we'll correct our Z-axis to 0. We could do a bit of that now. Keep it at 0. That's our speed. We're at 2309 anyway. So 128, and then we'll activate our engines and set our yaw. Yeah! Primary engines activated. Yaw setting to minus 128. There we go. And we're going to set to a -4 pitch. Display our speed. And down to 19, and then reset our yaw to 0. Yaw to 0, and get ready to close those doors. Okay. Plus 24 pitch. Hey, Drunky Cheese, how's it going? And okay, follow re-entry course on the computer screen when that comes. That re-entry course is difficult. What? Oh, okay, okay. That goes right. That. Come on, we can do this. No crash this time. No, what? What? Why? Oh, okay. Don't beep at me. It scares me when it beeps at me. It also scares me when my instruments start flickering. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, I gotta be here. Give me my... Thank you. Okay. No, we gotta turn right. We gotta turn right. Down, 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 down. Yes! We almost ran off the runway, but we did it. We did it. Welcome home. We didn't crash and blow up. I got a lot of chat to check. Oh, that's a stressful game. That's a good game. Okay, let's see what I missed. Okay, I remember reading that comment. Dead on arrival. Not this time. Not this time. Jeremiah gave me a lot of tips to be able to do that. On later shuttles, they added the chutes to reduce the run-out distance on the landing strip. Yep. They were pretty solidly terrified someone was going to roll off the end of Kennedy Strip into the lagoon. I don't blame them. I did have my best takeoff that time, and that I had read that one. Fix the Z first, or as the Yankees would say it, the Z. Off-grid said, I haven't seen one flight yet. Stinking work phone. Well, if you caught this one, this was the one to watch. Drunky Cheese was here. He said that was more real than the moon landing. And Drunky Cheese, I got to play a little something for you guys.
I had the time of my life. At my gaming gala stream. I swear it is true.
And then Jeremiah was commanding. Beep, beep. Drunkie's a sheep. Remember, you can check your altitude during landing by pushing the button. Yes, you've got a status button. You can go through all your different status stuff. But I was just trying, like watching the gauges at the bottom, I was just going by that. A more advanced player would probably watch everything, but just wanted to let you know we compressed a bunch of air, so it's basically something between welding plasma cutter and lightning outside now. Beep equals beep. Yes. We don't want to burn up in the atmosphere. Thank you very much. Nice. I am now a payload specialist. That's what my wife calls me. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you, CK. Now play the 5200 version. You know what? In the future, I might. I'm not as familiar with that emulator, so I might have to find out what the buttons and stuff are. But in future, I might. Now I'm an astronaut like Katy Perry. Time to redo my Activision top 2600 list. My top Activision 2600 games list. I'm not positive this would crack that list. Well, it might. I have to go back and see what I had put. But when I start doing mini reviews again, which I will probably in the next week or two, this will probably be the first one I do. This is one I've been holding off from doing as a mini review because I had never played it, because it intimidated me. But I think I'm going to play this a lot more now. This is good. Time to go for mission specialist. Well, I got about 6 minutes left in the stream. I've got some stuff to do today. So mission special. Okay, explain to me what like if I play it again, mission specialist, I have to dock multiple times to get, right? Oh, okay. So I could have hit the controller button. For 5200, you may have to use Altera. The key mappings for the keypad and stuff are interesting. A800 is a good emulator too, but the keyboard stuff has been screwy on recent builds. I think Altera is the one that I've got. I can look. For 5200. Oh no, I've got Cat 5200. So I'll have to look at Altera. Jeremiah thinks that mission specialist requires 2 dockings, but it could be 3. Well, you know what? In a future stream, we will probably play this again, and we'll go for 3 dockings. I know the big thing there is you got to watch your fuel, but This was super fun. This was really fun. So yes, today, thank you to everybody who helped out in the chat, especially Jeremiah Thomas. And thank you, Jeremiah, for recommending this. I absolutely do take recommendations. It doesn't mean I will play them. But if you have a game, that you'd like to see me play, let me know. I will strongly consider it. But we hit payload specialist, and Jeremiah says go for 2 before I go for 3. Bubble Bath Babes. Bubble Bath Babes is this suggestion from Drunky Cheese. I would if I wasn't simulcasting on Retro Bliss's channel. So when he comes back, I will at some point, and I stop simulcasting, I will at some point do a later night stream, and we will play some Bubble Bath Babes just for you. And Jeremiah thinks his best is 8 dockings. That is impressive. And thank you very much, sir. Not required, but I'm actually really glad I did play this, because this was a lot of fun. I would say arguably the most immersive 2600 game I played. It felt like, with the readouts and the having to hit all the buttons and kind of looking at the instructions, this game would have been a lot easier if I had somebody sitting here with the instructions being like, okay, now do this, now do this, now do that. But it felt like I was in a space shuttle. And I imagine, like, if I was a kid and I had played this, I would have figured I was an astronaut. I would have thought I could get right in there and like right into a real space shuttle and take off. And Off-Grid says, Kelly said my best was 3 dockings. Well, it depends on the time frame. When I was a younger man, you gave me a 10-minute rest in between, I'd go again, no problem. Nowadays, not so much. I like to go to sleep after. The older I get, the better I was. Well, everybody, this was super fun. Thank you again to Jeremiah for recommending this game. You will see a very highly rated mini review of it, hopefully sooner rather than later. I've been really busy, so the mini reviews have suffered, but I will be getting back to those. Yeah, and so this Tuesday on the Retro Bliss Rewind podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be doing our top 5 original ColecoVision games. That's going to be a lot of fun. And don't forget, tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Game On Forever channel, I will be on with Game Freak, and that'll be live, and I'll be in the chat. So absolutely come and check that out. Game Freak's always good times. That's the Game On Forever channel. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you next time on Mike's Gaming Gala. Bye.